Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you guys had a great trading today. Today is 424. So let's do a little recap. Let's start first with SPY and then kind of go into some of these other ones. So if you guys remember from last week, we had really strong support at 411, right? We could see that very clean across the board. We had a lot of resistance on Thursday and on Friday around 412, which we knew today was going to be a key factor. Then there is another level today that we'll get to here in a second, but let's just focus on 411 and 412. Okay, let's not even look at what happened today. Now, Sunday night, I did a Sunday prep to get ready for today, and there was three possible scenarios. Scenario number one was that we were going to gap down below 411, which has previously been support, and once we broke down below it, we would come up, retest it, and then break back down because that will be the new resistance. That scenario did not happen. The other scenario was that we would just stay within this channel between 411 and 412 like we did on Friday, which is kind of what happened, but there was something else, right? And then the third scenario would be we would finally break this 412, which has been holding as resistance and now holds support, and then we would go to the next resistance level. And that's kind of what happened this morning, which led to two nice, decent setups. All right. So pre market, we start to gap up, we start to push up, and we come back and we finally break 412. Okay. And we pull back and we hit 412. 412 now becomes support, right? Just like on Friday, we break 412, but then it came right back down, right? So it comes and it holds, right? So it's holding in the pre market and then it shoots all the way up. Now, when it shoots up, we're like, okay, well, where's the next resistance? Well, one take could be, all right, well, we hit 412 and a half last week. We may start to see some hesitation here, which is a valid point. But what I like to do is, again, go macro and then go zoom in micro. If we look macro, we see that on the 18th of February, we hold support at 413 and pretty convincingly, right? It's holding very strong. And you can see on the 19th that 413 holds as strong support in that after hours. So that led me to say instead of 412 and a half, I'm looking at 413 being an area of resistance today. And sure enough, what happens? Let's zoom in. We break that 412, which has been support or resistance. We break it, hold support, and we push up. And where the fuck do we push up to? 4 13. No fucking surprise. We hit 413, comes all the way, immediately breaks that 412. And then where's the next support? 411. 411 we've been holding all last week and this week already. Hits 411 and then it kind of stays in between that 411 and 412 like I had mentioned, but we break above that 412. Okay? We end up closing above that 412. But here's the perfect this was the put trade we took today. Came all the way from 413 all the way down to 411. Now, the way I took profit, I take profit at 412 because I figure, hey, this may hold up as support, and then it came to 411, and that's where I took the second PT. And then once I started to get breaks on my indicators, I was out the remaining trade. So that was SPY today. Now those puts went from here. Here, let me move the screen just a little bit so we could see. Those puts went from right here, and let me move myself too so you guys could see a little bit better. Is they went here from about 2.6 all the way up here to 4.4 for north of about 80%. I didn't get the full move. Only, made a small little decent amount, but perfect setup. Okay. Even those calls this morning, when we traded those calls, they were pretty nice. It was a lot slower though. It was really choppy, but same thing. Hits the support, goes all the way up here. Um, it just didn't pay out as much as obviously these puts did. So that was the breakdown for SPY. Now let's look at Tesla today. I'm only gonna look at a couple. Tesla, very similar thing. I'm not gonna draw on all the lines, but pushes up, perfect setup coming down, stays below the 9 EMA the entire fucking morning, just like SPY did pretty much once it started to come towards the puts. Beautiful setup. don't need to go into much into detail. One other thing that I like to do every day, that I'm gonna start to do here Monday, Tuesday, and so on, is looking at the small caps. Right, I don't trade small caps anymore, but this is more of a tip for you guys. So I like to look and categorize what stocks ran today, and I'll just do like a top down analysis, and I'll see, okay, well, NCLP, or excuse me, NCPL moved today from $1 to $2, 100% return. Well, why did it move? Is there news? What's going on, right? So maybe something I want to look at later. All right. Then I'll go on and kind of just filter through here and seeing what stocks made moves. So let's just look at the top five. So because NCPL moved today, there may be potential it can move tomorrow. Now, a lot of people rely on a pre-market scanner to help them find things, which is a very valid point when you're trading small caps, is you want something that gaps up. However, you can have a situation where in the after hours and in the pre-market, see this closed today at around $1.50, okay? At around $1.50 is where it closed, and then the after hours it took off a little bit more, but at $1.50. Now we can have a scenario where here in the after hours or in the pre-market, this is at around $1.30. All right. And it may not even show up on a pre-market scanner. And so you would miss this altogether where it's like, hey, this stock moved. Yeah, it sold off a bit, but there's still potential the following day it may run. So what I like to do every single night when I was trading small caps is look at the runners that happened on the day and keep them as part of your watch list and include them with the stocks that you're looking at pre-market the following trading day. So Monday's runners are going to be part of Tuesday's pre-market watch list and pre-market movers, right? All right, so we have NCPL. You may want to keep an eye on. CACO. Okay, this one, when I see stocks like this, there's not a whole lot of volume. It's very slow. Not really interested in something like this. Same thing with this. Not really too interested. EFR, not too interested. So we're just going to go down the list. This looks like shit. This is also why I don't trade small caps anymore. That looks like shit. That looks like shit. This is a quick pump and dump. You could tell a pump and dump right away. Shoots up, comes right back down. You stray the fuck away from there. This is a very quiet mover. Look at when you see 5-cent increments on the chart, stay away, right? Like 250, 255, 260, 265. It's worthless. So of this already, I could already see there's really not a lot that have potential for tomorrow. So of the list so far, there's only one that I would may disconsider, which would be the NCPL. Let's see what tomorrow's pre-market looks like. But anyway, I hope you guys like the recap on SPY. Let me know you guys' feedback and thoughts. I will be making other videos aside just from recap videos, but I do want to include these. Try to include them maybe daily or at least a couple times out of the week. Help you guys out. But happy trading. Don't force things and wait for good quality setups. One other last thing that I can mention before I get off here is with this SPY trade, we were in calls to start and it just wasn't working out. So I cut my losses sooner than later. There's nothing wrong with cutting your losses sooner than later. I essentially got out at 0 on my calls and then I took this put trade. Now, this put trade, I wasn't watching the chart. I was actually hanging out with the kiddo and just chilling. How I got this alert, and I kind of gave the giveaway there. How I was able to see what ended up happening is I got an alert sent to my phone when my conditions were met to say, hey, you may want to look at this and this is starting to go in your favor. And then when I looked, I was like, okay, I'm going to take my trade. So having alerts on your charts is something very important and something, a skill that you need to learn. I'll make a whole separate video on that for you guys to take a look at. But anyway, happy trading. Hope you guys had a good day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.